Now for part 4. First, I'm doing okay. I am still above ground and above room temperature. Every day on my feet is a blessing. My coughing is a bit worse. I'm experiencing some discomfort. I notice I'm getting winded a bit easier. Overall, it's been a great week. Let's start with Jane. She has gone to ground. Her status in the community has crashed hard and swiftly. Once it was out, she was politely asked to resign from any of her leadership roles. Most of her circle has judged her harshly, and has come right out and asked her if she chased their husbands. She has tried to reach out a few times. I have not responded. A couple was through proxies. I just asked the person to tell her I have said what I needed to say, and I know all I need to know. I really don't care if she needs closure. Why do I need to worry about her selfish need for that? She knows how I feel because I told her some of the details of the affair. This has been going on for at least 6 months. They took 3 trips together, one of which they played the newlyweds. Another was a couple celebrating a 20-year wedding anniversary. And the last that they met on vacation staying at the same hotel. I guess role-playing was a bit of their dynamic. She used my house because she was comfortable there. But also, the house is set back from the road and passers-by cannot see the cars in the driveway. She also bought herself a second car and stored it in town in a parking garage. She apparently swapped cars when she went to AP's house, so no one would recognize her car. She was very concerned about how this would be viewed by anyone in her social circle. Maybe so I would not catch her. Her actions alone show how much effort she went to for the affair with the AP. All these efforts alone solidify in my mind how I am feeling and how I dealt with the affair. I have no regrets about what I have done. The drunken confession to Carol was only partly due to my unpredictability. Apparently, as soon as the notice of my sale of AP's loan to the trust was received, he started to distance himself from Jane. I guess from the pressure of almost getting caught and AP's starting to not be as interested in her. She got drunk and let it all out to Carol. You know what happens after that? It is clear to me that AP had alternative motives for his participation in the affair. This does not excuse Jane in one small bit. It just makes Jane more pathetic. It appears that AP wanted Jane's help on his loan with me. And Jane wanted the flashier life with AP's money. It is interesting how ugly people attract each other. If all of us decent people just allow the despicable to pair up together, we can find better partners. Sorry to all of those who out of a sense of devotion think I should work on reconciliation. It's not for me. AP is not happy about the intentions of my daughter. It appears he will be trying to stop it in court. All he has to lose is more money. I've heard rumors that he has acquaintances. Remember when I said you invest in persons, not companies? Well, there are not many who want to invest in him. I don't know what my daughter has planned for his company, but it employs quite a few people, so she will work hard to make sure it continues just for them. I think she is worried AP has something to hide in the company's books. For the employees, I hope it is not anything that cannot be corrected. Family time has been great. I went to a high school basketball game with the family this week. I also scheduled a poker night. That was great. I had some old friends, my son, and my grandson at the game. The grandson got to see how old school men sat around telling tales and just enjoy a night together. I hope to get a few more of these in. We have eaten as a family 3 times this week. Carol did come over one night and brought dinner. We ate and talked, but I kept her at arm's length. I am still not comfortable letting her in. Chores on the farm comfort me. I walk the fences, drive at times, check on the animals, check on the employees, and help with equipment maintenance. Knowing that this farm will stay in the family and continue to run fills me with peace. A part of me lives beyond my time here. I have also had several friends and acquaintances stopping by. Someone mentioned a living wake, and I think this is what they meant. I am encouraging anyone to come out and see me. I like spending time with these folks, even if it might be the last time. Thank you for suggesting that. Thank you all for your support. It really does help. Now for the top comments.
I haven't commented, but have been following the whole time. You seem to have found peace, and I'm so happy for you to have this time on your farm with your family and having peace in knowing everything is taken care of. I hope that peace continues for you despite the situation Jane caused for you.
You are quite possibly one of the strongest human beings I know about. So many times, while reading your updates, I have stopped and thought, oh, here is where I would have broken down. But you just kept up with your plan, as difficult as it has been. You have my admiration. Hope you continue to be well.
She bought herself a second car. How could she spend that much money and go undetected? That's some seriously clandestine stuff. There's no way she can claim it was just an impulsive fling. As for AP, I hope some forensic accounting will reveal his misdeeds. My money is on him mysteriously disappearing to avoid prosecution. Wishing you the best, OP.
Now for the update. I am still here. But it has been a bit rough. I am now home, but I did spend a few days in the hospital. I was found unconscious but was still breathing, so they took me to the emergency room. I do have a do not resuscitate order, but I never died. I've always hated hospitals, but now with my diagnosis, I really hate the hospital. I don't want to die in there. I've been home for a while now. I can no longer drive off the farm. Really, they don't want me to drive on the farm either. But I am determined to keep doing my chores and seeing the sunrise and sunset as long as I can. I also have full-time home health care workers, or as I call them, babysitters. But I am not going to fight with the family on that one. So basically, I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital. Most of my family and Carol were in the room. I was stable by then, and the doctors just wanted to observe me for a day or two and, of course, run more tests to be sure. I had either my twins, Sarah, or Carol with me for almost the entire time. There was one night when no one was with me, and I woke up with Jane in my room. I guess she pulled the wife card on a night duty nurse that did not know to not let her in. I was tired, but she was playing the sweet and devoted wife. I don't know why. Then when I realized she was holding my hand and stroking my head, I pulled away. She was hurt. She then started the new refrain of being so sorry. She did not mean anything she said to him. She was trying to use him, etc. I just sat there, not engaging. This upset her. She demanded that I talk to her. She was just loud enough to catch the nurse's attention. The nurse noticed Jane's demeanor and my uncomfortableness. The nurse was smooth. She tells Jane to wait outside because she needs to perform some BS checks. Once Jane was out of the room and the door was closed, the nurse asked me if I was okay. I told her that Jane was my ex-wife, and there should be notes for her not to be allowed. She apologized and asked me what she wants me to do to limit my stress. I asked her to call my emergency contacts. In about 45 minutes, Sarah, my daughter, and Carol walk into the room. By then, Jane is back and still spewing her BS, but at a very quiet level. Once Jane sees them, she knows that she needs to leave. I quietly ask her to just go. None of the other patients deserve her making a scene, to stop thinking about herself and just leave. I am very thankful that she quietly leaves, but she first gives me a quick peck on the forehead. I recoiled a bit, but if I have to accept that for the peace of the other patients, so be it. The women in my life profusely apologize to me. Honestly, I cannot be mad at them. They have their own lives, they all figured out a schedule to make sure that I was not left alone again. And I'm sure my daughter thanked the nurse for calling them while at the same time letting the staff know her anger letting Jane in when they had specific instructions to the contrary. This event just shows me that Jane is like a drowning person. She is just grabbing for anything. I am not special in her eyes. She just sees me as something that she can use to keep afloat. After every contact with Jane, I just see how much darker and black her soul is. AP is still as much of a jackass as he was before. His accounting department has seen where the wind is blowing, and in meetings with my daughter, pretty much gave her an entire picture. There is no criminal conduct by AP in his business. It is clear that he was using every perk and loophole to increase his income over his base pay at the expense of the bottom line. So, when my daughter takes control, he will realize a 60% reduction of value to him from the company. And that really pisses him off. I have a feeling she might just outright fire him and move him to a silent minority owner role. So his flashy lifestyle is going to hit a brick wall. He has threatened lawsuits but has not brought any action yet. I think his credit and/or reputation in the area is shot to hell. Carol has been a more permanent fixture in my life. I have to say I don't mind the company and companionship. Maybe she is wearing me down. She has been staying over several days a week. I hope to bounce back sooner than later. But since I cannot drive anymore, I'm going to have to lean on others more. This is uncharted waters for me. Carol has been eagerly volunteering to support me in this area. And before you ask, no. There is nothing physical between us other than sitting close together. Thank you all for your continued support. Now for the top comments.
I've been following your story as you have been posting. I just want to wish you continued strength and peace on this unfortunate journey. While my story is not quite the same as yours, I had a massive stroke 6 years ago. What it did for me was it gave me clarity on my life, and I was able to find out who was true to me, and cut out a lot of fake baggage to make whatever time I have left until my next stroke, which could happen anytime, whether a week or 10 years. We are not promised anything. I hope whatever time you have left that you do whatever can bring you the most happiness. Take care and good luck, sir.
Thank you. You are so right about seeing life clearly. I wish you the best. Stay strong, my friend.
What a disgusting move by Jane. She just keeps showing how utterly selfish and horrible she is. OP, I wish you peace and comfort. May your suffering be minimal, and may you be supported by the love of your family. Best wishes, OP.
Thank you, and I could call Jane a cockroach, but that is an insult to all cockroaches.
I just read your story today. I admire how you have handled this. Just one piece of advice. I lost my mother several years ago. One thing I really wish I had was more videos of her. I find it hard to remember her voice sometimes, so some advice: do that with your children and their children. Maybe make them videos for the young ones for important milestones, graduation, marriage, children, etc. I hope you get your wish to be at home when it is time.
Now for the sad and final update. My dad passed away this past week. I have been reading his posts and responses as I can for the past few days. I hear him so clearly in his posts and responses. One of his requests was to give you your letter from him.
My Reddit family. Well, if you are reading this letter, you know that my time here is at an end. As all of you had suggested, I had written letters to all my family members. And created videos for them as well. While answering your posts, I started referring to you all as my Reddit family. That got me thinking that I needed to write one final letter. That letter is to all of you. I want to thank you all for your support and suggestions. This short time has been so important to me and will clearly be important to my family long after I am gone. You have helped me achieve my final gift to myself and to my family. That last Christmas week as a family. Without having somewhere to vent and gain support, I would have had to turn to my family. And doing that would have meant abandoning my goal. My family might not see it as a gift right now, but they will in the future. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed making those little videos. My family will have another small piece of me, and that is thanks to you all. I would not have done any of those silly little videos without your suggestions and encouragement. Honestly, I would not have even thought of it. I do have one request for all of you. My family will be going through many emotions. I know that part of putting my story out there is for you all to want a conclusion. Please allow my family to grieve and keep the request for updates to an acceptable minimum. I have asked them to give you this letter. And if they feel they could, to give a final update on Jane. That final update is up to them. I have asked them. I just ask you all to be patient. Finally, I wish you all the best. All of the love I can provide from the great beyond. Remember, none of us are promised tomorrow. Know yourself and be good to those around you. I hope none of you suffer the road I have to walk, but if you do, I will in any way I can walk it with you. Remember, you all are worth so much. Never let anyone tell you anything different. I will send as many virtual hugs as I can from wherever I end up. Saying thank you at times feels so inadequate, but it is the words I have right now. Thank you. I hope we meet in the beyond, just not too soon. Now for the top comments.
It should be us thanking your father. He came here with an absolute nightmare scenario, and yet he handled it with a level of poise and charisma that many of us can only aspire to. The fact that his whole family, even the WWs, went to bat for him is just a testament to his character.
I just want your family to know that support that we gave him pales in comparison to the hope that he has given us and will continue to give us. He was, is, and will always be one of the best benchmarks on how to handle an affair.
What a ride, what a family, what a king. Thank you, my condolences to the family. In peace may you leave the shore. In love may you find the next.